Let's see where to ride today. Georgia Nuclear Aircraft Laboratory, also known as AFP number 67. For Air Force Plant 67, the United States Air Force Test Facility in the Dawson Forest in Dawsonville, Georgia. It was the site of Lockheed's lab for investigating the feasibility of nuclear aircraft. The site was used for irradiating military equipment as well as the forest to determine the effects of nuclear war and its effects on wildlife. The area was closed in 1971 and acquired by the city of Atlanta for a second airport, but its topography was determined to be ill-suited for an airport. Documents explaining what went on at the site remain classified, and the entrance to the underground portion of the facility has been buried. The only objects left above ground were the concrete foundations on which the buildings and reactors were placed. Sounds like it might be cool. Let's go check it out. Like a fun little bike. It's a cool house. Those, not so much. Alright, it's Ben. Welcome back to Mustache Moto. Today we are up near Dawsonville at the decommissioned Air Force Georgia Nuclear Airplane Test Facility, something like that. I believe the facilities that you can see start right here, perhaps. Hence the barbed wire fence and the no trespassing. So apparently there's several old foundations, and there's also a network of tunnels underneath the ground that connected everything. Seen some urban explorer photos from people who've gone inside, and there's some graffiti on there, but I am not looking to break any laws to get in there. I just kind of want to see what I can see. So have you ever seen any irradiated animals out here?
I've caught a three-eyed fish.
You caught a three-eyed fish in that pond, in the wetland down there?
No, it's not a pond, it's a river.
Is that, oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's the Etowah.
That's the Etowah.
Okay.
I've caught a three-eyed trout out of there from here.
You didn't eat it, did you?
I didn't even touch the hook. I cut the fucking line. I looked at it and said, "You're too fucked up to keep."
Man. You ever seen any weird animals out here?
Look at those pictures, you're gonna be like,
I know that's out there, but no. Where all have you been?
So I just pulled up here. That's my motorcycle. So that's what I'm really do motorcycle stuff. And I'm just I live in Atlanta, so I was like, well, let me find somewhere cool to go today.
Yeah.
And I figured it's a good day. My name's Ben, by the way.
Oh, I'm Tony.
Tony, nice to meet you.
Hey. Well, this was the administrative area here. This is for the offices. All this over here, that was office.
Okay.
All this over here was parking. And so this fenced in area, that's the hot cell building.
Okay.
That's the only building that's still standing. Everything else is just foundations and, you know.
And when you say hot cell, you mean that's where the actual nuclear stuff was happening?
Yeah, that's where they did all the radiation effects, all the research, and they did all kinds.
Right.
But anyway, they brought the material across the river, 2 bridges. They brought it in on rail cars, and they bring it into this building. And then they would expose or radiate whatever they were working on at the time, where it was hydraulic systems or lumber or food or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that went on for years. And so when the city of Atlanta bought it in '71, they removed all the buildings. This is a warehouse over here.
Okay.
That's where they kept, I guess, engines and the water treatment plant. It was back in here. They actually had a water and sewer treatment plant. It's back beyond where the trees are. If you go just beyond the fence, that was actually a railway. Yeah, that railway went down.
That road.
Right, it's a road now. It's actually a horse trail. So if you go down across the impoundment, the pond, just keep going straight. There's some bridging buttons down there. And so you'll cross the river. You go to the other side, and you're on Beaver Dam Road.
Okay.
All right, so you go on Beaver Dam Road. You go about another half a mile. You cross the river again. And when you cross the river again, then you're on the railroad road.
Okay.
Which is if you stay on the asphalt road, it dead ends at a gate. That's
Okay.
So if you cross the river a second time, that puts you on railroad, and then you go on railroad for about a mile and a half, and that mile and a half, maybe 2 miles, and that brings you into where the actual reactor is going to be.
Okay.
So a lot of people think the reactor was here, but that's not the case.
Okay.
So, you know, and that started in the 50s, and it was decommissioned in 71.
Year I was born.
71?
Yeah. Is so where the reactor was, is there anything there still, or is that just
old foundation?
No foundation still.
It's foundations. There's like some people call it the blast wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the old tunnel's there, but it's all covered up.
Right.
You know,
so not much to see.
No, you can't. I mean, you can't get down any of it. I mean, it's all. This time of year, it's probably, who knows how deep the water is in there, but it's
it's full of water just from the springs out
I see. Yeah.
I mean, even when it was in operation, they had
pumps.
They had pumps to keep the water.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Out. Yeah.
That might have been a safety thing too. It would flood if something went wrong, maybe.
Well, I mean,
who knows?
And if you're going down this paved road, it stops. There's a turnaround, but that stops at the reactor site.
Okay.
If you hadn't been down there.
Yeah, I'll go down there first. Just follow the paved road all the way to the end.
All the way to the end.
I'll go check it out.
And there's no fences or anything. You can walk around. I mean, it's old foundations, and I mean, you can see the remnants of. And if you said you'd seen some aerial photos.
Yeah.
If you can pull an aerial photo, I had a good report in here this week. I took it out, but it's got a lot of photos of that operation down there when it was
in use.
in use, when it was completed. Because they had buildings and water tanks and there's all kinds of stuff.
That's cool.
Images of a nuclear testing facility.
All right, how far down the road is it about?
Probably 3 miles.
Cool.
Here are some pictures that
I'll go check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah.
Good talking to you.
Yeah. There's all kinds of pictures online.
Yeah.
If you can.
There really are.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you. There's just a ton of photos.
I wanted to come check it out for myself first. See it firsthand. All right, Tony was fantastic. That was the Forestry Service guy I was talking to. Also a motorcycle rider, does dual sport stuff. So I had a great time talking to him, and he told me how to get to the reactor site. So let's go check that out, see if that's interesting before we get out of here. Nice little narrow road. There it is. I believe we found the foundation for the old reactor. This looks like it's some kind of a shaft going down that's been filled in. And then here we come to the foundation. It's about 20 yards lengthwise, maybe 10 across. Look how thick that concrete is. 1, 2. It's almost 3 feet thick there. That's my guess. Maybe 2.5. Got some kind of another opening on top that's been capped. And then if we go this way, there's a wall here. Ooh, it's sunken a little bit here. Probably where they filled things in. All right, let's see. This way. Another one of those capped areas. A little bit of thick graffiti for good measure. All right, backside of this wall, a spot that's been broken out. I don't know if somebody did that to get in or what, but there's the inside of this concrete bunker. Pretty cool stuff up here. if you're up in the area, it's worth it checking it out. Some good roads, so get a little ride in and come see what it looks like.